As the board knows, we're aware of, we're in the process of seeking bids for a jail renovation project. Obviously, we don't have bids in hand yet, but in order to go before the LGC, we have to have a public hearing on submitting an LGC application on the financing instrument. Obviously, we're not ready for that, but tonight we're just asking the board to call for a public hearing at our next meeting and to discuss that possibility. It's two projects included that we'll be discussing at the public hearing. One, of course, is the jail renovation. Also, we'll be discussing the courthouse renovation as well. Right now, we're looking to borrow funds not to exceed $3 million, and it may be less than that. We're not sure exactly how much we're going to spend on the courthouse yet, and we haven't received bids for the jail renovation. But for right now, in order to go through this process, we've got to have a public hearing to discuss us submitting an application to the LGC.
What does the interest rates look like?
Interest rates are still good. Haven't gotten any quotes yet on this particular project, but I would estimate this will be a 10-year project with no more money than that, and probably you're looking at 2.5%. So again, I don't have any formal quotes yet, but that's kind of what we're expecting.
Well, we don't have any formal quotes. We don't have any idea about the courthouse yet, do we?
No, we do not. We do not. But I'd like to wrap both of those up into one project and one financing.
We plan to have the architect to present a report to you of the recommendations for any improvements or repairs that we make.
And the courthouse could be fixed to where we don't need to borrow any money for the courthouse, but I just want to make sure we cover our bases.
Are we supposed to have our own staff be looking at that courthouse?
Yes, sir.
We've got a lot of people involved.
Okay, all right,
Yes, sir.
instead of just certifying.
Yes, sir, we've got a lot of people involved.
Make a motion to call for a public hearing regarding the financing of jail and courthouse renovations at our next meeting.
Have a motion, second, call for resolution, resolution call for a public hearing, any discussion?
I got a question for Chuck.
Yes, sir.
The public hearing, is there gonna be two separate public hearings?
We will have a public hearing Monday night, yes, we will. One will actually be a public hearing on the financing instrument, which will come later down the road. But this public hearing will be required to submit the application to the local government commission.
In this upcoming hearing that you wanna have, so it will be a hearing for application for the jail and also the courthouse at the same time, or will they be separate?
Well, the title of it is various capital projects, but they are the two projects we have in mind. And of course, the application will not exceed $3 million. But we'll get public comment on that. We'll submit an LGC application, just kind of take you through the process. We'll get approval from the LGC. We'll get quotes from the bank. We'll come back and you all will actually have another public hearing on the financing agreement itself, which will disclose how much money we're borrowing, or what the interest rate will be, amortization schedules, the whole 9 yards. So we've got a two or three meeting process in order to do this financing.
Do you expect that ultimately the financing will be done with them together or separate?
It'll be together. We've got to wrap them all up in one time. Each application to the LGC is $2,500, so you want to wrap it up in one. And if we have to get into legal counsel, you want to have it all in one instead of having two different separate projects. If it comes in, the courthouse is fixed for $150, I'd probably tell you, let's go ahead and just pay for it out of general fund and not finance it. But again, we don't have the final numbers on the courthouse, but I just want to make sure we don't exceed $3 million. You'll have another time to decide on that. This is just, to get to the submission of the application to the LGC.
Okay,
More to come.
now this, questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, call for a public hearing, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise.
Thank
Motion
you.
carries. Thank you. Sure.